We're going to do some awkward middle school stories for you. Do all of our leaders have a middle school story that's going to make us chuckle? All right, Kayla, do you want to go first? Yes, you do. Come on up, leaders, you beautiful folks. That's right. This is a requirement to blush and to nervously laugh. This is fine.
All right. I'll start with the part one of a part two story, but the part two I can always tell later. When I was a young buck, as I'm sure you can see, I've always been really into microphone-intensive activities, including when I was in middle school, the spelling bee. Anybody ever did a spelling bee? Spelling bee, you get a word, got to spell it. If you get it right, that's good. If you get it wrong, that's bad. You got it. So I was in the spelling bee, did A-OK, went on to, what was it? It was county semifinals, which sounds incredible, but this was Stark County, Ohio, with a population of 11 and a half people. One of them was in a horrific accident, and we don't talk about it. It was 11 and a half people as the population. It's very small. So I was in a county semifinals of like 30 kids maybe, and I was doing okay, good, not great. I did not study. I did not prepare, because then, as is now, I just thought, I'm smarter than everybody. I don't need to study. Well, it ends with me going out and doing a terrible job. But on one of my first words, the word was debutante. Does anyone here know how to spell debutante? Like a debutante at a ball? Fancy word? Ooh, do you want to try it? Shout it out. Close. Debutante is D-E-B-U-T-A-N-T-E. And here's the trick, ladies and gentlemen. I could not for the life of me remember if it was T or N-T-E at the end of debutante. What you may or may not know about spelling bees is that in order to spell your word, you have to do it like this. You go debutante, D-E-B-U-T-A-N-T-E, debutante. So you repeat the word afterwards to show that you are done with the word. So I go up, I'm giving my word debutante, and boy, am I sweating, okay? It's all on the line. The prize was probably not even money. I think it was a plastic trophy, but it felt very important to me at the time. So I go up, and I have 3 judges over here, and I have a packed stadium of people in my head. In reality, it was probably like 80 parents, but it felt like a lot of people. So I went up, and I went debutante, as confident as could be. I went D-E-B-U-T-A-N-T, and then I paused, and I stared at the judges, and I let them know with my eyes, we're in a hostage situation here. I am not going to say the word again until you tell me, non-verbally, whether or not there's an E. And 2 of the judges were like, I'm willing to die in this seat, Sonny. I'm not telling you. I respect the honor of the spelling bee. I made a blood oath to this tri-county area, and I will live with honor, sir. I'm not going to tell you if there's an E. But there was one guy, and I zeroed in on him, and he was just some dad who had a game to catch. And I stared him in the eyes, and I kept staring, and he kept staring at me, and I kept staring at him. Minutes, hours, days passed. Many people went up and left. In reality, it was probably like 45 seconds. But imagine 45 seconds of actual silence. That was 10. I did that 4.5 more times. Wouldn't leave. This guy finally, I'll do what he was doing. He was sitting, very serious. He's looking at me. And then he does this. He goes. And I go, E, debutante. And I spiked the microphone into the ground. Not really. I gently placed it back on the stick and went back And then I got out on my next word and wasted everybody's time. But in that moment, and there's more to the story. There's a part 2 of how I got out. I'll tell that later. But in that moment, my gosh, follow me on TikTok to know the rest. No, I'll do it at our next middle school stories. Thank you very much.